Hi, my name is Shannon Moore, and in this little video, I want to answer the #1 question we received as feedback for our serving suggestion series. How can I use these tutorials if I have the bigger Synchron collections? If you don't know what the serving suggestions are, just check out any of our videos from the playlist found in the description. I want to demonstrate that it is possible for you to use our MIDI programming tutorials as an owner of the full Synchron collection. The difference between the Synchron Prime Edition and the Synchron collections are more instruments, like bigger ensembles and harder to find instruments. There's even a cimbasso. More articulations for every instrument, like different vibrato controls, various short articulations, trills, harmonics, and sul ponticello for strings, and many more. More microphone positions and microphone presets. The Prime Edition comes with 2 different microphone positions, while the Synchron collection adds up to 7 additional positions in the full library versions, also with surround mics. I'm going to demonstrate 3 different options on how to use the Synchron collections based on recipe number 13, Brass Fanfare au Gratin with running winds. But you can use any of these options for the other serving suggestions, or even all of the other Synchron Prime Edition demo songs. Let's start with option 1. What we will do here is replace a patch inside our Synchron player. In our case, we will replace the legato articulation with the fast legato patch that is only available in the bigger collections. So just open the project with recipe number 13 and open the Synchron player of our piccolo track. Then we open the patch menu and look for the required articulation, so we will use the piccolo flute, legato fast vibrato. And now we drag this patch into the legato slot. If you own the Prime Edition and the Synchron collections, you are done. If you are working with our bigger Synchron collections, you'll see all of the missing articulations and it will look like this. Drag the articulations you want to add into the corresponding fields. If you go through these steps for the flute, the oboe, and the clarinet, the woodwinds run will sound like this. When you check the microphone settings in the Mix tab, you will notice that all of the microphone settings stay untouched, so you will get exactly the same sound. Let's move on to option number 2. Here we are using our brand new compatibility presets that come with the Synchron Strings Pro, Synchron Woodwinds, and the Synchron Brass. Since these presets are using the exact same key switches as the Synchron Prime Edition, they allow you to open projects created with the Prime Edition and play them back properly without any adjustments. In order to load them, open the Synchron player of the Trumpet 1 track. Load the same instrument, but this time from the full Synchron collection and the folder. Now also load the wide mixer preset as we did in the original serving suggestion. As the last step, you'll have to adjust the Synchron player settings that were overwritten by loading the new instruments to add all of the mixing and tuning details we demonstrated in the previous video. Now, if you check the Mix tab, you'll see that instead of 2 microphones we had available in the Prime Edition, we now have access to more microphones, and the new mid microphone is enabled by default. This slightly changes the overall sound. With the mid microphone enabled, it now sounds like this. If you prefer to have the exact same outcome as the original, you can disable the microphone by clicking on the mic name, and you will have the same result as in the original recipe. We will proceed with the default wide setting with a slightly heightened presence of the trumpets compared to the pure Synchron Prime version. You can repeat these steps for the other 2 trumpets. For the exact settings that need to be adjusted, please visit vsl.info. You can always find summaries of our other recipes here as well. And we're done! Here are our 3 trumpet players with the compatibility preset. On to the last and most flexible solution, option number 3, starting from scratch. For the third option, we just use the MIDI file or a prepared project, so we will have to adjust most of the key switches as they might differ between the Synchron Prime Edition and the Synchron collections. We want to show this by finally adding the cimbasso as an additional brass instrument, exactly as suggested in the original recipe on orchestrationrecipes.com. Therefore, duplicate the tuba track. Select the Synchron Brass preset, Cimbasso Velocity Crossfade Sus Wide. Enable Timbre Adjust. If you play this back, you'll notice the crescendo articulation is triggered instead of the sforzatissimo. So we'll move all key switches from D5 one semitone down to C sharp 5. Move the key switches to trigger the right articulation. In our example, you will have to move all D5 key switches, or crescendo and prime, to C sharp 5 sforzatissimo in the full presets to adjust the key switch mapping. As you can see in the player, all articulations are available, so you can add even more variety with crescendos, repetitions, and all of the other additional articulations. And here is our result. The differences between the original serving suggestion and this outcome are very subtle. We just added faster legatos for the woodwinds, used the additional close microphones for the fanfare trumpets, and added the cimbasso as an additional brass instrument. But having all of the additional articulations, instruments, and microphone presets available gives you an arsenal of additional options to shape your piece. If you want, you can experiment and create an even better mix with more microphones. So here again, we have a short overview on the options and when to best use them. The drag and drop option gives you immediate access to additional articulations. The compatibility presets provides you with all of the new microphone presets. Starting from scratch means you have to rework the key switches once, but allows full flexibility in instruments, articulations, and microphones. I hope that we managed to give you an overview and could answer your questions on how to utilize our serving suggestion tutorials as an owner of the bigger Synchron collections. Don't forget that these steps can be used for all Synchron Prime Editions projects, and not only for the videos out of this orchestration recipe series. If you have any additional feedback or questions, just let us know so we will be able to cover your needs in one of our next videos. See you then. Bye for now. The cimbasso